Trust me, it takes a real long time to, accept that, your primary caregiver, were your, bully and, abusers. Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, the different ways narcissistic parents start induced conversations after abusing their children. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So these narcissistic parents are not parents, and this is because they get into relationship, they choose to start family for return. It's like, a short term investment with lifetime return. They will do the bare minimum and they will expect you to, betray your own self, betray your likes, desire, ambition, everything, and keep serving them, no questions asked. Yeah, so it's pretty one way. Conversations are also, monological. There is no empathy, from the narcissistic parents side, because it's all about them. They might fake empathy, only to find out your weakness and vulnerability, but they genuinely um, don't have empathy for their children. They view their children as, extension of themselves minus the feeling and the emotions. Yeah, so if they are happy, they expect you to be happy. If they are sad, they want you to cry, howl, and be sad as well. Yeah, so they don't want you to experience any emotion or feeling individually, yeah, all by yourself. They want everything to be through them, via them. Yeah, so if you are happy, they want to be, the reason that you are happy. If you are sad, of course that's your thing. They don't want to, you to tell them that I am sad because of you. They don't want that. But yes, if you are happy, it should be, because of them. Yeah, they need to be the reason. I gave birth to you. I gave you education, food, and shelter. I put you in such a good school, and that's the reason you got a good job. And look where you are. It's all because of me. So, then, they are going to credit hog. They are going to, steal this show. They are going to invalidate, and minimize and dismiss your challenges and hardships. And they're going to credit hog and they're going to tell you, you are where you are, it's because of me. Yeah, I mean, otherwise you wouldn't have been here. It's all my hard work, sacrifice, this and that. So they have their own unique way of harvesting supply. They brought you in this world solely to serve them. The moment they see that you are serving yourself, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your children, your husband and wife, so that's something, which perturbs them. That's something which really irritates them. Yeah, that is like a red flag for them. Yeah, they view it as a red flag. When you are having a good time all by yourself, and you're going out for vacation, enjoying your life with your friends, you're enjoying your work, you're enjoying your family life, I mean, with your spouse and kid, that is something which really makes them feel jealous. They are envious. Yeah, how dare he is happy without me, how dare she's happy without me. I'm not in the scene and she's happy, she's enjoying, how dare she. Yeah, and then they start playing victim. They start guilt tripping you. They have a lot of tricks up their sleeve to ruin your happy moment and become the showstopper. Yeah, that's how things are. If you are happy, they will ruin your happiness. They will make the entire discussion and conversation about them. So
Yeah.
you need to understand that with narcissistic parents, it's all about them and not you. What you are going through, how you are feeling on the inside, they really don't care. I mean, some of them might fake and pretend as if they are listening and they care, but deep inside, they don't. They are built differently. Yeah, they lack empathy. They can fake empathy, but they genuinely don't have empathy towards their children. Yeah, they view their children like those robots. uh, into which they can feed the instruction, and that's it, and you go about doing things. You don't cry, curse, crib, say no, question. You just don't do any of these things. You just keep performing and keep doing what they want out of you. So I mean, it's sad, but that's how things are. I mean, I can testify because I did survive narcissistic parents, and they are the way they are. You can't expect them to shower unconditional love. Their love is strings attached, their love is conditional. um, it's all about them, their name, their image, their feeling, their emotion, their hardship, their pain, their suffering. It's all about them. Narcissistic families, narcissistic parents are the only hero, the only victim, and the martyr. And if you call out their bad behavior, then you will become the villain. So it's pretty fucked up. I mean, narcissistic families, and you know being raised by narcissistic parents. And you need to understand that it's way easier to heal from a narcissistic relationship, narcissistic spouse, narcissistic partners. I mean, it's still, you know, uh, somewhat, easy. But when it comes to healing, from narcissistic parent, coming out of that, toxic household, things are very difficult and challenging. You can still survive narcissistic relationship, narcissistic spouse, partner, but when it comes to narcissistic parents, you are damaged from childhood. Yeah, they cripple you, they emotionally handicap you, and that's the reason we keep crawling back to them. Yeah, I mean, no matter what they do, we keep giving them second chances. We keep hoping that, okay, one fine day he'll change. As how they'll grow old, they'll understand. One day they will see my worth and value. But that day never comes. On and off, they do, throw some breadcrumbs, and that is just to keep us on hook, confuse us, and that's it. They don't want us to, you know, uh, see them for who they are. And how do they do that? By confusing us, by gaslighting us. Yeah. So their behavior is never consistent. One day they'll be good, 365 days they'll be horrible. Yeah, and that's what creates that addiction cycle. We crave for that one good treatment. I mean, which we don't get often. Yeah, I mean, most of the time we are manipulated, abused, gaslit, and we keep hoping for that good time. And that good time is very rare, once in a while, that's it. And that is something that keeps us on hook. Yeah, I mean, we keep tolerating all the mistreatment, we keep tolerating all the abuse, all the bad thing, in hopes of being treated right. Yeah, but that right treatment is also not quite nourishing. That right treatment is very superficial. Yeah, because you are growing up, you are surviving, you are tolerating abuse on a regular basis. And one day, if you're treated right, it doesn't make you feel that great. Okay, I mean, you do crave that a dopamine kick, but you really don't feel good. I mean, it's there just for a couple of minutes or hour, that's it. And again, experience all that pain and suffering. Yeah, you go back to square one. Yeah, and that's how they starve you. Yeah, they use their love and affection as a bargaining chip. If you'll do this, you'll get my attention. If you don't listen to me, all of that love and affection will be withheld. All of that love and affection will be showered on your sister, on your sibling, but not on you, because you're not listening to me. So it's very transactional, instrumental, and conditional. I mean, it's really fucked up. And trust me, it takes a real long time to accept that your primary caregiver were your you know uh, bully and abusers. It really takes a long time for us to see that they were our first abusers and bully. Yeah, so I mean, that's how things are. I mean, with time, yes, a lot of us, understand, a lot of us, reach this awareness where we can see, for who they are. But, again, it becomes very difficult to, go no contact. It becomes very difficult to get over with that relationship. Yeah. I mean, with spouse, it's somewhat easy. I mean, you can file for divorce, you can get separated, you can just leave. But with narcissistic parents, I mean, there is, damage at a deeper level that happens inside of us. Yeah. And then that's the reason, it becomes really difficult for us to heal or move on or go no contact with the narcissistic parent. I mean, we keep crawling back to them. We keep hoping that things might change. Plus, the society is enabling the narcissist. The society is also gaslighting you. The narcissist, flying monkeys, and enablers are gaslighting you and telling you it's okay. She did this because of her past. He did this because of stress and this pressure and that pressure. And again, we go into that rabbit hole. We are all confused and we are stuck with them. Yeah. So, I mean, that's how things are now. So now, coming to the different ways narcissistic parents start induced conversations, you know after abusing their children. The first way is, that they are going to tell you, I only said that because I care about you, right? And this is again guilt tripping disguised as concern. Yeah, so they don't want you to, you know perceive them as abusive parent. Yeah. And how do they, distort, how do they, keep you away from, seeing them for who they are? By gaslighting you, by guilt tripping you. So they are going to abuse you, they are going to criticize you in front of the others, they are going to mistreat you. And if call out their bad behavior, or if you confront them, or if you, just go silent, if you ignore them, if you, reduce your communication with them, then they are going to, reach out to you, and they are going to tell you, well, I only said that because I care about you. I love you. I'm concerned about you. And that's the reason I was trying to protect you. Yeah. So all of that abuse, all of that, manipulation is, disguised as care, concern, love. And, we genuinely fall for it. I mean, after some time, yes, we can, understand, we can see through, but initial days we just get carried away. We are like, okay, maybe she's concerned about me, okay, maybe he's concerned about me. My uncle also says that, my father loves me a lot and he's concerned about me. So maybe out of concern, he might have, mistreated me, or abused me, or criticized me. Maybe he really cares about me. We also, tend to give them second chances. We want to believe that, they are not the abuser. Yeah. We, start making stories to, soothe ourselves. We start, making stories. We get into gaslighting our own selves. Yeah, because we don't want to leave them. It's very difficult for children to leave their narcissistic parent. And we somehow want to survive the relationship till the time they are alive. And how do we do that? By gaslighting our own selves. I mean, my mother abused me, but it was out of care, concern, and love. She really cares about me, and that's the reason she was angry with me. I mean, uh, okay, I mean, if someone is concerned about something, if someone is worried about something, they can, call you in a private space, and they can tell you and educate you, and that's it. They really don't have to abuse you in front of the others. They don't have to swear at you in front of the others. They don't have to minimize or criticize you in front of the others. That's not the right way. But these narcissistic parents have, a lot of ways, to trick their children. Yeah, to manipulate their children into believing that my father's behavior towards me was because he loves me. Yeah. I shouldn't see his behavior or action towards me as abuse. I should see it as, fatherly love, motherly love. Yeah. And you also need to understand that these narcissistic parents have bred you for return. They don't want you to run away. Yeah. So they will keep, provoking you. They will keep, you can say insinuating, they will keep triggering you, they will keep on inducing conversation. Yeah, because they can see, they can understand when you are all silent, when you are ignoring them, when you are avoiding them, they understand. And you need to understand that for these narcissistic individuals, narcissistic parents, uh, any kind of feedback, any kind of reaction is like oxygen. So even if are angry with them, or if you get into an argument with them, or if you communicate with them, or if you just don't communicate properly, I mean, whatever form of communication you have with them, out of anger, out of pain, or whatsoever, they are not concerned about that. They want a feedback out of you. That is their supply. Yeah, your attention, your feedback. Narcissistic parents, I mean, narcissists in general are like pigs. Yeah, so they want you to get into mud with them. Yeah, whether it's a good feedback, whether it's a horrible feedback, whether you talk horribly or you talk in a good way, hardly matters. They want you to talk, they want you to engage with them, they want you to get into mud with them, and that's it. Rest, they can navigate. Rest, they can take forward in their own way and style. And that is to project you as the bad one, ungrateful child, I mean, as the difficult one. Look, I was doing things for her, and look the way how she's reacting, look the way how he's reacting. That's it. I mean, your reaction might be really genuine because they triggered you, they provoked you, they abused you, mistreated you, and I mean, it's natural to be angry. But in narcissistic families, you are not allowed to experience emotions in the natural course. You're only allowed to experience things which serves them. Yeah, so you need to be happy when they are happy. You can be angry with the entire world but not them. You can be angry with your own self but not them. You can criticize the others, you can fight with the others but not them. They are your parent, they are godlike beings. So you have to keep giving them free pass, and you have to keep buying the shit what they throw at you or what they offer you. So these narcissistic parents um, are big time into induced conversations. Yeah, they don't want you to be silent, they don't want you to go all silent and avoid them. Yeah, that's how they start the conversation, and then they'll manipulate you, guilt trip you, they'll have you on hook. Yeah, and the entire goal is to not let you go off hook. The entire goal is to have you on hook, and that's it. The other way how narcissistic parents start induced conversation after abusing their children is by telling you that, why are you acting so distant, don't you love me anymore? And again, this is their way of playing victim and shifting the blame onto you. Yeah, so if they have abused you, mistreated you, and you are angry, which is absolutely natural, normal, I mean, okay to be angry if your boundaries are violated, if you are mistreated or disrespected. And if you go silent, if you avoid them, if you reduce your communication, or if you don't get into any kind of conversation, then they are again going to poke you, they are going to provoke you, and they are going to use these phrases. They are going to tell you, why are you acting so distant, what's wrong, don't you love me anymore? And again, this is basically to shift the blame onto you. Yeah, I mean, they are parent, they are always right, and they do what's best for you, and you have to buy that narrative, and you are not allowed to question them. Yeah, so if they are treating you miserably, if they are abusing you, and if you are a little distant after that experience, they are going to ask you, they are going to further, you can say, trigger you and antagonize you psychologically. They are going to ask you, why are you acting so distant, what's wrong, I mean, don't you love me anymore? Uh, I mean, what wrong did I do? I was just protecting you. What wrong did I do? I was just, taking care of you. I was just trying to, protect you from this and that. So they have a lot of stories, and within a fraction of second, they will, shift the entire blame onto you. So they will abuse you. And if you are silent, if you avoid them, then they are going to provoke you, and if you react, then they are going to blame you. Yeah, so it's a win-win for them. I mean, no matter what they do, they remain the victim, the hero, and the martyr. The other way narcissistic parents induce conversation after abusing their children is, by telling their children, let's just forget about what happened and move on. Yeah, and this is basically to, evade accountability. Yeah, this is basically to dismiss accountability and invalidate the child's feelings. So they are going to mistreat you, they are going to abuse you, criticize you, and treat you horribly. And if they see that you are angry, you are silent, you're not speaking to them, or if you're avoiding them, then they are going to tell you, oh, come on, I mean, just forget about things. It's okay, it's all in the past, just move on. It happens, after all, we are a family. No family is perfect. All those gaslighting phrases they are going to throw at you. And again, this is basically to dismiss accountability. They don't want to sit on a table and tell you, son, I'm sorry, daughter, I'm really sorry, I apologize, and please tell me how can I make things right. I mean, healthy parents engage into such conversation, but with these narcissistic individuals, narcissistic parents, you can't expect them to take accountability and responsibility for their action and behavior. No, they are going to evade accountability and responsibility. And if you try and pressure them, or if you try and confront them, or if you try and hold them accountable, they are going to play victim, and they are going to shift the blame onto you. Or they will deflect, and they will say, well, I mistreated you because your sibling said something to me. Well, I mistreated you because I was angry because your uncle was saying so and so things, and I really felt miserable, I was feeling very bad. So don't hold them accountable. If they mistreat you, just behave as if nothing happened. That's what they want. But I mean, it's very difficult. We can't unsee the mistreatment. We can't just ignore if our parents are constantly abusing us, belittling us, or minimizing us, or shaming us in front of the others. I mean, once, twice, okay, but if it's a regular thing, it's not good. Yeah, but these narcissistic parents, they want you to engage, they want you to get into mud with them. Yeah, so they will abuse you if you're silent, if you're avoiding them. Then they are going to trigger you, they are going to provoke you, and they are going to throw all these phrases that, let's forget about all those things. I mean, it's all in the past, let's just move on, come on, don't be a child, don't be oversensitive. It's okay, it happens. You have got no idea how miserably I was treated by my parent. Yeah, but everything worked out in my favor. Look where I am, and look where you are. Yeah, so all of this happens in every family. So they don't want to take accountability and responsibility. Yeah, they just want you to move on, and maybe tell them thank you, and tell them, thank you so much, mom, for mistreating me. I hope you treat me horribly next time. So this is the kind of response they expect. If you go silent, ignore, avoid, that hurts them, because they brought you in this world you know to harvest supply out of you. Yeah, and supply can be attention, supply can be admiration, supply can be financial gain, supply can be you know uh, to use you as an emotional toilet, as a punch bag. So they have a lot of requirements. Yeah, and in order to fulfill those requirements, they get into relationship, and they choose to become parents. The other way narcissistic parents start induced conversation after abusing their children is by telling you all that I was only trying to teach you a lesson for your own good. Yeah, and this is basically to justify abuse as parental guidance. So if they have mistreated you, abused you, or shamed you, criticized you, or hurt you, and if you are silent, avoiding them, not engaging into any conversation with them, then they are going to start the conversation, and they are going to tell you, they will try and make you understand that I mistreated you because it was for your greater good. Yeah, they want you to believe that, I mean, whatever way they treated you, it was for your greater good. Yeah, maybe you are unable to see now. Later on in life, you will understand why I treated you the way I did. So, these narcissistic parents, have their own unique way of justifying their abusive behavior. Plus, society in general, enables such narcissistic individuals. Society, eulogizes such narcissistic behavior and such narcissistic individuals. So these narcissistic parents, basically want to tell you that it's okay if I abuse. I am the parent figure, I am the authority figure, and it's okay for me to abuse because it's all for your greater good. So don't get angry, don't be upset, don't avoid, me, don't, stay away from me. Yeah, I mean, be close to me and be ready for more of such, horrible experiences, because all of this experience, all of this treatment is for your greater good. Yeah, it's for your benefit and for your well-being. The other way how narcissistic parents, start induced conversations after abusing their children is, by telling their children, you're too sensitive, it wasn't, that big of a deal. And this is basically, them, gaslighting to minimize the impact of their behavior. So you don't need to be angry, you don't need to hold any grudges, you don't need to, feel sad or feel bad. Yeah, because, I treated you in a wrong way. You are just being too sensitive. So if you are angry, if you are hurt, they are going to, minimize, the impact of their behavior. They are going to minimize, they are going to invalidate your feeling and emotion. Ah, you're being too sensitive. Oh, come on, my dad used to treat me horribly, you have got no idea. I treat you much better. My dad used to give me belt treatment, this treatment, cane treatment, that treatment, and look, where I am. I mean, I, never did all of those things. Yeah, so I mean, stop being so, sensitive. Don't be too sensitive. It's absolutely okay. It's not a big deal. So what if I slapped you? So what if I, insulted you, or if I, shamed you, or if I, treated you horribly in front of the others? The fact remains unchanged. I'm your mother, I'm your father. Our relationship is not fading away. I still love you. You are my son, you're my daughter. So, they have their own unique way to gaslight you, you know uh, and minimize, the impact of their behavior. So they have their own way of gaslighting you, and making you believe that, their mistreatment towards you is not a big deal. Yeah, so don't be, too sensitive and overreact. Yeah, I mean, go back to normal and everything is fine. Yeah, so just don't create a scene, don't create drama. Stop acting, differently. Everything is okay. I just did, what was right, and it's not a big deal. Yeah, so don't make a fuss out of such silly things. Don't be so sensitive. And the last way how these narcissistic parents, start induced conversation after abusing their children is by, telling their children, I did everything for you and this is how you treat me. I mean, this is basically, using guilt to demand compliance and control. Yeah, so if they have abused you, mistreated you, insulted you, shamed you, or treated you miserably, and then you have gone silent, you're avoiding them, you're not engaging with them, then they are going to, reach out to you and they're going to tell you, after all, I did this and this and this, and this is how you treat me. I mean, I just shouted you, I was just angry because I care about you, and this is how you treat me. Yeah, so they are going to hurt you, and if you cry in pain because of their, behavior, because of their mistreatment, then you are to be blamed and not them. You shouldn't hold them accountable. You should just behave as if everything is fine, everything is okay, and nothing happened. Yeah, so they expect you to forget, forgive, and just move on. They expect you to behave as if there's nothing wrong, everything is okay, and that's, how things are. I am your father, and it's okay if I abused you. I'm your mother, it's okay if I abused you and minimized you or shamed you. So what? I mean, uh, I did so much for you. And just because I treated you, one day this way and that way, and now you are, ignoring me, you are treating me like this, do I deserve this? Then, they will start all that drama, playing victim, they'll summon their flying monkeys, they'll do all sorts of nasty things, and all of it is basically to, uh, guilt trip you. And all of it is basically to use guilt to demand compliance and control. Yeah, after all, the things that I did for you, this is what I get in return. Just because I shouted at you, you are avoiding me, you are not speaking to me, you are not engaging into any conversation with me. Yeah. So narcissistic parents have a lot of tricks up their sleeve to have you on hook, to manipulate you, to gaslight you into compliance, and you know keep doing their work. Yeah, because they brought you in this world so that they can harvest supply out of you. Yeah, that's all. I mean, they did not bring you in this world so that you can have a life of your own. You can do things all by yourself, enjoy your life, choose what's good for you, do what you like or what you love. No, they brought you in this world so that you can do their bidding. You keep serving them, no questions asked, and that's it. You prioritize them. You neglect your own self, and you keep prioritizing them. You neglect your family, your spouse, your children, your career, your education, your love life, your social circle. You ignore and neglect all of that, and you keep prioritizing them. You never prioritize yourself. Yeah, because every time you try and prioritize yourself, you are selfish, you are mean, you are ungrateful. And after sometime we just stop prioritizing ourselves, because we start believing that focusing on my own self or prioritizing my own self makes me a selfish person. Yeah, that's how they distort the way how we perceive things. That's how they distort our sense of self. That's how they erode our self-worth, self-esteem. So, you are broken beyond repair if you're raised by narcissistic parents. I'm not saying that you just cannot heal. You can, but it's a very painful process. Healing from, a narcissistic marriage, healing and recovering, after divorcing a narcissistic partner, or after getting separated from a narcissistic partner, is much easier than healing and recovering from these narcissistic parents. Yeah, I mean, it is painful. It's not impossible, but it is really painful. And most of the children uh, choose to suffer. Yeah, because I mean, there are lots of reasons. I mean, cultural reason, society, the family, inheritance, money. I mean, there are a lot of collateral damage in some of the cases. Not everyone is like me, who wants peace, and who's ready to sacrifice anything and everything. I was ready to sacrifice anything and everything to sleep peacefully. I wanted to sleep peacefully. I was never peaceful, till the time I was with my narcissistic parents. Only when I left home, when I went no contact, I did experience peace, happiness, and I started, healing myself. But till the time I was with them, it was awful. I was never relaxed. I was never, you know, in a state of calm and peace. Yeah, I was all the time, um, burning myself out, doing excessive, or you can say I was into constantly looking out for threats. I was into constantly monitoring the environment. It was a very bizarre experience, growing up in such a family and being raised by narcissistic parents. Now that I'm away from such individuals, away from such circle, things are different. I'm more relaxed. I'm able to get good sleep. um, I can be lazy. I can do whatever I want, and I don't have to worry about things. But back in those days, when I was with them, if I was sleeping for an hour extra, they used to curse me, abuse me. If I was doing things that I used to like doing, like painting and other things, they used to shame me and tell me that this is bad, you shouldn't do it, it's a sin according to our religion, you are not making any money out of it, it's a waste of time, energy, and you're wasting our hard-earned money. So a lot of bullshit they used to throw at me. So things have changed. I mean, but yes, the transition period was painful. It's not easy, and it's not for all. I mean, at this point of time, I personally feel that going no contact is a painful thing, and not everyone is strong enough to go no contact. I mean, reasons can be endless. I mean, societal reasons, finances, there can be various reasons. But yes, no contact is not for all. But let me tell you, no contact is the only solution if you want to put an end to all that misery, pain, and suffering. No contact is the only solution, because till the time you are with them, no boundaries will work, no gray rock, pink rock, rainbow rock is going to work. Nothing is going to work. They are entitled individuals. They lack empathy. And they'll keep running over you. They will keep treating you like a doormat, and they will keep on provoking you. They'll keep on triggering you. And then they will keep on gaslighting you. They will keep on blaming you and accusing you of being the, difficult one, ungrateful one. And it's horrible. It's like a trap. So I mean, in the end, no contact is the only solution. But I mean, if things are complicated, I mean, your situation better. So if things are complicated, I mean, you decide what's best for you. But yes, on the long run, no contact is the only solution. So yes, this was it. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.